Welcome to SFL Pregame Live along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine, getting ready to start your Simulation Football League Sunday slate. It's been a wild day here at SFL headquarters, fresh off of a tornado warning and overtime victory for Baltimore and a wild game in Portland. We've got more SFL action to come. Mike, how are you doing after your day off yesterday?
Hey, doing great. It's great to be back in studio with you, Cam.
Yes, it is. Yes, it certainly is. And Robert kept your seat warm, and now we're ready for more football. So coming up next, London, St. Louis, fish and chips versus barbecue ribs. The rivalry continues. LA and Queen City going alongside it. What are you most looking forward to today, Mike?
I'm looking forward to some fish and chips or some ribs, Cam. To be honest with you, I mean, whoever wins, I think the other opposite team has to eat one or the other. I may just eat both. But on the field, Cam, we're looking forward to a great matchup here. St. Louis trying to stay 5-0, led by their quarterback, Christian Brown. Look for his favorite target, Eagle Mondavi, early and often. And St. Louis is also led by a great secondary of Colin Douglas, Drew Reilly, Freeman Peltier. Look for those guys to make plays on that side of the ball. On the other hand, London, Angus McLean, led by their quarterback, just did a couple of huge games over the past few weeks. He did struggle a little bit last week. London is also struggling on the ground. I mean, less than 10 yards per game the last couple games. They really need to figure out a way to get Robert Merrill going in this game today.
LA and Queen City on SFL's Twitch page, it kind of feels like a trap game, doesn't it? LA 4-1. They go all the way to the East Coast to take on that veteran-laden Corsair team. How do they turn it around today?
Well, I'll tell you what, Cam, if you know, the one loss LA had was a travel cross country over to the Florida coast and lost to Florida over there. So here another long trip up to the Northeast, part of the country. Queen City, traditionally, historically, great team. Let's see how LA, survives that trip.
All right, coming your way next. Mike Daggs and Matt Wilson have the call from St. Louis. It's the Gladiators and the Knights as St. Louis tries to keep their undefeated season alive. This has been SFL Pregame Live, and you're watching the SFL on FTF.
Eleven Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Founded in 1764 as a French fur trading village, welcome to St. Louis, Missouri. We're at the Gateway Coliseum for a Week 6 matchup as the St. Louis Gladiators host the London Knights. Good evening, everybody. I am Mike Daggs, and alongside me in the booth is the Hall of Fame quarterback of the Mexico City Aztecs, Matt Wilson. On stats tonight is the Gator Wrangler himself, Gerald Smith. Our producer is SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Matt, how you doing tonight?
Mike, my head's still spinning, literally.
Matt, tonight's matchup features two very interesting teams. St. Louis, they're riding high at 5-0 for the first time ever. A win tonight would match the most wins in franchise history, and they'd still have 6 weeks left to play. They've got an efficient offense and a stingy defense. London, they're sitting at 2-3. They're looking to put a halt to the Gladiators' fun, Matt. The run game struggled, but the passing game is top 10 in yards and touchdowns. Can the Gladiators slow them down and get win number 6? What are the keys to victory?
Well, Mike, London is clearly a pass-first team. Angus McLean is top 5 in completions, fewest interceptions, and QBR. Needs to be productive and efficient for the Knights' offense to function. Conversely, the St. Louis secondary is fierce. 4 interceptions last week. Safety Colin Douglas clogs up the passing lanes and is number 1 in deflections this season. Does the Knights' passing game fly high tonight, Mike, or will the Gladiators' defense lock it up and throw away the key? There's only one way to find out, and that's on the field.
All right, Matt, well, let's get down to the field, get this one started in just a moment. This is the 7th meeting between these two franchises. London currently is in the lead 4-2 in the series history. Each of those previous 6 games all decided by 1 score or less.
That's some tight game. I do say so.
Kickoff is taken back at the goal line and returned straight up the middle, up to the 20-yard line, and that is where the London Knights offense will get things started. Matt, the Knights are wearing their special cancer awareness uniforms this evening in recognition of several of the players that have been affected by cancer in their families, specifically Jeff Gagne and the recent passing of his mother. We'll talk more about that later on. First pass is batted down, incomplete. Brings up a 2nd down and 10. Let's talk about the starting players here on the London Knights offense. The quarterback, Angus McLean. The halfback, Robert Merrill. Wide receivers are Saren Storm, Vin Kalia, and Dustin Zeck. The tight end is Benji Matson. 2nd down and 10 now from the 20. And McLean will pass again. We'll see this quite a bit, Matt. Robert Merrill taking the pass and the swing route. Look at the blockers out in front. A gain of 21 all the way up to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, you want to see some good vision there. Robert Merrill just weaving his way. Just those little inches, Mike, make defenders miss, and picked up about, I'd say, 6 or 7 extra yards. So watch out for that from the Knights. St. Louis better mind their P's and Q's.
Empty backfield now on 1st down. McLean going deep over the middle, and that one is picked off, taken away at the St. Louis 39-yard line. Getting the interception is Gerald Winkler.
Yeah, Winkler had one last week, and he's picking up right where he left off. He did play in his zone, and McLean just doesn't see him. And McLean can't be throwing picks against this defense because this offense is opportunistic. They're not super flashy, but they get the job done, and their defense turns the ball over for them.
2nd interception on the season now for Winkler. First, as you mentioned, Matt, came last week, along with 3 more from the rest of the St. Louis defense. On 1st down, a tip is also picked off and taken right back by the London Knights. Tanner Hendricks with the pick, and that'll give the Knights the ball right back, Matt.
Yeah, Hendricks just playing a little volleyball there, and just a nice play. Thought Marquise Reed with a pick or with a tip, and he's been around for a long time, Mike. One of the best.
Tanner Hendricks, his 3rd interception on the season. The London defense was not able to get a single takeaway last week in their loss to the Lone Star Glory, looking to get a win here on the road. McLean swings this one out to Robert Merrill, who is tackled behind the line, and that'll be a loss of 1. At the London Knights defense, some star players to look out for: William Davidson, Tanner Hendricks, and Marquise Reed. You can see their stats there: 6.5 sacks for Davidson, 9 pass deflections, 3rd in the SFL for Hendricks, and Reed, 54 tackles, also 3rd in the SFL. So they do have some stud players. 2nd down and 11 now. McLean takes his time, throws this one deep down the middle. That one's also tipped and incomplete. Will bring up a 3rd down and long. The starters on the St. Louis defense: Todd Dubstat, Tom Tanner, and Igor Barbatov are the defensive linemen. Rodney Panani, Mark Gronek, and Tony Roberto are the linebackers. Freeman Peltier, Drew Riley, Zach Haldorf, Geralt Winkler, Colin Douglas, and Nicholas Warner make up the defensive backfield. 3rd down and 11 now. McLean deep down the right side, nearly intercepted. Trying to hit Dustin Zeck. That will be a quick turnover, 3 and out. 4th down and 11.
Just
the
good
Knights will need to punt this one away.
I highlighted the secondary at the beginning of the game, Mike, and they're not disappointing for the Gladiators. London's got to get a little bit shorter in the passing game. That screen pass worked well early on, but everything else has been out of the 5-wide set.
JT Delaney punts this one away. Punt taken back at the 16-yard line, and he'll kind of lean forward for about a yard. Gets leveled and a little bit slow to get up. LC Mondavi with the return.
Yeah, Delaney, highly paid punter, not something a lot of teams do, and that's a weapon, flipping field position instantly.
So quarterback Christian Brown comes back out onto the field for the Gladiators. 1 pass attempt so far in this game from Brown, and it went straight to the London Knights. Pass attempt number 2 is incomplete. So 2nd down and 10 now. Let's talk about the starters here on the Gladiator offense. Quarterback Christian Brown, the rookie 2nd round pick. Cairo Martinez is the halfback. Bill Cherry at fullback. Eagle Mondavi and Paul Dilivo are the wide receivers. The tight ends, Phil Koss and Guy Clausen.
St. Louis needs Martinez to at least be somewhat effective in this game. They can't rely just on the arm of Brown.
Did we see a Martinez run here? We will not, but it is swung out in that direction. Martinez gets the reception, will gain 6, brings up a 3rd down and 7. The starters on the London Knight defense: defensive lineman Dean Sammy, Chris Joseph, William Davidson, and Chad Rowland. Linebackers Jeff Gagne, Cyric Black, Telemac Scarborough. The secondary is Tanner Hendricks, Brandon Ewing, Emmanuel Blackman, Marquise Reed, and Barry Barkley. Just like that, Christian Brown goes down with a sack, brought down by William Davidson. Matt, tell us about Davidson.
Davidson had a monster game last week with 4 sacks, Mike. 4. That one ended that drive, and again, rookie quarterback, get pressure on him. They might not know what to do in that situation. So Brown didn't try anything crazy, just ate it, but here we go. The field position will be flipped because the St. Louis didn't spend quite as much money on their punter. Look at that.
7.5 sacks now on the season for Davidson, 4th in the league.
You know, with a cap, you got to know where do you want to put your money. It just depends. Every team has their priorities, and punter is kind of a rare situation, but if it works for you, then
yeah, it has its benefits in flipping field position. That was sack number 80 on William Davidson's career. Number 5 all-time leader in sacks. McLean dumps this one down over the middle, and that one will be incomplete.
Mike, is it just me or these offenses look just completely out of sync? I've seen balls hitting hands just boing down to the ground. These receivers got to, look the ball in before you start moving.
Yeah, the offenses on both sides kind of, like you said, out of sync. McLean right now 2 of 7.
A rating
20 yards.
A rating that even I would blush at.
QBR currently doesn't even register. 0.0. So I'm sure we'll see that improve. A rare handoff.
Oh,
Goes for a loss of 2. Robert Merrill tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield.
you think
Rodney
that'd be something
Panani with the
London,
TFL.
you think that'd be something London would want to do? Surprise St. Louis by running the ball a bit, but it seems like they've got a heavy set, and then they've got this. We got the tight end and 4 receivers this time.
McLean in the gun. Steps up into the pocket. Hit as he throws and nearly intercepted again. Colin Douglas had his hands on it. But falls harmlessly to the turf. 4th down and 12.
The current league leader in pass deflections, and there's another one. Let's take a look at this. And he just tried to turn on that pick and couldn't quite get himself all the way around. That's why he doesn't play wide receiver, Mike.
Colin Douglas has had many receptions throughout his career, though, Matt. Plenty of interceptions, and wouldn't be surprised to see another one from him tonight. 108 in his career, number 3 all time. We'll see if he adds on to that total later on.
So watch this punt.
Delaney gets this one to bounce down at the 9. Will it die before it gets in the end zone? And it's down at the goal line. Matt, they won't even spot that one at the 1. That one's going to be marked at the St. Louis goal line. That's where rookie quarterback Christian Brown now has to deal with the ball. At the Fish and Chips versus the Barbecue Ribs rivalry. London 4 wins versus the Gladiators 2 wins. The rivalry dates all the way back to July of 2018. 5 of the 6 games these teams have played have been 1-score ball games. Quick pass. That's how we've seen Brown do it in a few games, Matt. The quick short passing game. He's got that little sidearm delivery. Phil Koss at the other end of that one. And we've seen plenty of receptions by tight end Phil Koss this season as well.
Christian Brown improving his arm strength by the week. He's been working those, doing some bicep curls, I think. And so his arm strength should only get better from here. Maybe he'll, top of the screen looks awfully juicy, Mike. A nice little out route. Perfect.
Brown's going to go over the middle again, and this one's good for a gain of 7. We'll get this one up to the 17-yard line. Paul Dilivo with his first catch.
That's good for St. Louis. You started at the goal line, you're at the 17. Sustain a drive. At least try to get to midfield, get this field position situation flipped, because you don't want to punt it back to London, at midfield.
2nd down and 3. Ball is handed off to Martinez, and that one's going to go for a loss of 1. Matt, neither of these teams really have been able to do a whole lot with the run game yet this season.
No, well, London doesn't even try. These are the last 2 teams in the league in running, but London really doesn't try. St. Louis does try. It's just, I don't know, Martinez is new, and he's only going to get better from here, but for now, hasn't been truly effective yet.
Brown in the gun has time. Look at that little toss, Matt. I love it. Catch is made up at the 25-yard line.
St. Louis fans got to be, angry at me for keep mentioning his motion. It looks like he's launching out like a balloon. Like, look at this. It's like a hot air balloon.
Hey, if it works and it gets it done, then that's all that matters.
Your dad throwing you that, easy underhanded pass almost. It's just, but it gets there, it gets the job done. I can't criticize. I mean, we all know I've had my share of disgusting picks with my perfected throwing motion.
And they get the Knights to jump off sides that time, and free play that would have gone for a loss of 2 will instead be a 5-yard gain off of the penalty. Will bring up a 1st down and 5. Let's get the call from the ref. It is indeed an offsides call. Dean Sammy, the one marked with the penalty. And Matt, we see that quite a bit with some of the premier pass rushers in the league, don't we?
Yeah, that's kind of the trade-off you get is they're aggressive. They'll get to the quarterback. But man, they love to jump that snap. And sometimes they're just a half step too early.
1st down and 5 now after the penalty. 3 backs in the backfield.
Screen at the bottom.
Brown hands this one off to Martinez, and that one's going to go for no gain. Martinez now 2 rushing attempts and -1 yards on the night. 5-0 this season, Matt. They can match their franchise record win total for a season today if they can get the victory with 6 wins. And we are only in week 6. So could they become 6-0 for only the second time in franchise history and still have 6 weeks left to play? Look at this out route down to the bottom. Nice catch by Koss. They're going to mark him just shy of the line to gain, Matt.
What?
3rd down and inches.
Oh, if that was 4th down, I'd challenge that. 3rd and inches, though. I don't know if you want to, little Rep 62, take that gamble. Just give it to Martinez up the middle. Or heck, I know Bill Cherry doesn't get used a lot, but I mean, I think he could probably, inch forward for an inch. Inch forward for an inch. That's a good one. Well, no Cherry, but just give Martinez a shot here.
Brown does indeed hand it off to Martinez, and he gets about 3 yards on the play. All the way up to the 36-yard line. It'll be good for a 1st down.
It's not flashy, but that's all you need. A lot of teams just boggle my mind, Mike. It's 3rd and 1. We're going to run a long stretch play. We're going to throw it deep, and then just get your 1st down, move on. The drive continues. Clap,
Play
clap.
action, bomb down the sidelines. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, calm down, Mike.
Brown swings this one out to Martinez. Martinez with some room to run. Wrapped up by Telemac Scarborough and brought down at the 45-yard line. 2nd down and 2.
Christian Brown, again, the king of unorthodox deliveries. There was just a beautiful ball. Again, he places the ball where it needs to be. It's not the strongest arm, but it's a very accurate arm. And to me, I'll take accuracy over arm strength any day of the week.
Absolutely. He's been very efficient so far this season. We'll talk about it after this play. Martinez takes the handoff, trying to get the 1st down and can't. Tackled at the 46, 3rd down and inches. Christian Brown coming into today's game, Matt, was 122 of 176. He's completed about 69% of his passes, 1,253 yards. All of those rankings are down near the bottom of the league, but number 6 in interceptions with only 8 and a top 10 QBR.
Oh, no.
Handoff goes for no gain. It'll be a 4th down and inches. I don't know if that's worth a challenge or not. Dean Sammy with the initial contact. I'm not sure we'll see the challenge, but Christian Brown been very efficient so far this season. He's not posting, league-leading numbers, but top 10 in 2 of the most important categories with interceptions and QBR, and he'll be out on the field now for this 4th down and inches. Will they snap the ball? And they get the free play again, getting the Knights to jump, and Martinez going to be tackled for a loss of 5, but it's not going to matter. The mistake by the Knights defense is going to give the Gladiators a free 1st down.
2nd jump on this drive. Brown was under siege. He's just like, I know this is offsides. I don't want to get killed, so I'm just going to dump it down to the halfback and let him get killed instead. Smart move from the quarterback. Let your other skill players take the hits, not you.
That's right. And if you do have to take a hit, just poke him in the eye. I hear that's the Matt Wilson way.
Always wear a face shield, boys. You're there for a reason.
3 wide receivers now as the Gladiators are in London territory. Brown out route down to the bottom. That one is caught. That'll be good for a gain of 2. Visit the all-new SFL League website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player to join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it. There's links to apparel, helmets, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,400 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy.
Get a run.
3 wide, 2nd down and 8. That one's tipped and nearly taken away. Oh, could have been picked off by Brandon Ewing. You can see he's happy about the play, but he's got to be frustrated he couldn't take that tip drill away.
Again, they're running these slants, but I think they need an out or two in the offensive playbook. They got to be in there someplace because the top of the screen, again, wide open, but why are you running towards the defense? Should be running away from the corners, especially on the far side of the field. Just like now, quick out, well, not a 3rd and 8, but it was a 2nd down situation.
Quick pass over the middle. Oh, could have been a little bit of pass interference there, but that one is ruled incomplete. Trying to hit Elsie Mondavi and 4th down and 8, Matt. Even if they do get the Knights to jump off sides again, it would still be 4th down. So I think we'll see a punt here.
Yeah, I don't see any other option. But you know what, Mike? They started on their goal line, did St. Louis. They got to the 47, so they're going to flip field position. It's just a matter of how good will it be flipped.
Graham Northrup standing back at the 40-yard line, punts this one away. Dustin Zek calling for the fair catch at the 16-yard line, and that is where Angus McLean will lead the offense back out onto the field to get this next drive started. And we finally saw an offense trying to put things together there, Matt, with St. Louis on their last possession. That was a 16-play, 53-yard drive. 16 plays, and it ends in a punt. You don't usually see any 16-play drive that has to be punted away at the end. It's usually either a turnover or a score of some sort. But McLean going deep down the middle, and that one is tipped and almost intercepted. Falls harmlessly to the turf, incomplete.
I don't think Angus knows how to spell check down.
No, he just wants to go deep, Matt.
It's funny, both Angus and I are 260, I prefer the protein shakes. Looks like he prefers Mickey D's.
4th drive.
The hefty righty.
That's terribly rude, but okay. 4th drive now for London.
If it gets it done for him, it gets it done for him.
First drive ended in a interception. The next 2 were punts. This one trying to get something going, and their first down of the ball game is going to be a nice run down the left-hand side. You don't see it very often, Matt, but Robert Merrill getting some good yards on that one.
Yeah, Merrill was on Alaska forever, and it's good to run, London. You can do it, I believe. I mean, Robert Merrill is a good back. Don't be afraid to just use him in the passing game. I don't know if St. Louis was just shocked and that's what happened or what. We'll see if he's in the game plan going forward, but it doesn't look like it on this play.
McLean now in the gun. Short pass over the middle, somehow scooped off the turf and complete. Gain of 7, hauled in by Vin Kalia. It'll be a 2nd down and 3. And Matt, if I told you that a running back in a game had 83 yards and a touchdown, you'd say that's a decent game.
Yeah.
Robert Merrill coming into this game in week 6, 83 yards and a touchdown are his season stats on the ground. Not used as a running back all that often. See what he can do here on 2nd down and 3. Only going to gain a yard. In the receiving game, though, however, leads the league in receptions, 57 receptions. So we'll see plenty of swing routes to Robert Merrill, 246 yards and a touchdown. No score so far in this one. Who will put up points on the board first? We'll find out hopefully soon here, maybe on the start of the 2nd quarter after this. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. We'll be right back.
This St. Louis secondary looked locked in at a tight win over DC. First, Colin Douglas intercepts Synergy in the end zone. Woof. denying the Dragons points on that drive. That's a real backbreaker, Mike.
I know, from the goal line, throws an interception. That hurts.
Then Winkler is about to make a big play here. Back to pass, waiting, and look at that jumping pick. Woo.
Wow.
Again, over midfield, great field position for the Gladiators. Then
Got some
Mike,
serious airtime on that one, Matt.
play action, one of my favorites. But wasn't fooled. Zach Halldorf, pick again, and look at that field position starting at the 25. So again, this defense helps the offense up, turning the ball over and getting them in great field position.
139 career combined picks between everybody in this defense. 3rd down and 2. Can he get there on the swing route? No gain on the play. It'll be a 4th down and 2. In St. Louis territory, might we see the London Knights offense come back out onto the field and try to get the Gladiators to jump off sides?
I would. It's the first half. Well, they say no, so they're smarter than me.
So this drive only slightly better than their previous drives, getting some yards on the ground and a couple of first downs.
Let's see. Is Delaney accurate as well as strong-legged? We're about to find out.
And fair catch called for by Mondavi at the 14-yard line, and the Gladiators will come back out onto the field to get their next drive started.
That'd be a wind blowing in that direction, Mike.
You thought that one was going a little deeper, huh?
Oh, yeah. It's the same way with the St. Louis punter. The wind is blowing, must be right to left.
Christian Brown, 7 of 11 for 46 yards right now. No touchdowns, 1 interception, 63.6% completion percentage at the moment. Short drop, and he's wrapped up, tackled for a loss, sacked back at the 12-yard line. Yeah, Davidson got there. I think that would be a half sack for him and whoever else might have been there with him. 2nd down and 12 now.
Can't ignore that big meatball in the middle.
Did you just call Davidson a meatball?
He's like 6'2". He's a little meatball.
6'2", 290 in his 7th season in the league. Handoff, off tackle to the right, trying to break through, can't do it. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a 3rd down and 10.
I mean, Mike, that's one of the smaller, lighter DTs in the league, but you know what? It doesn't matter your height. It's just a matter of how much you want and how hard you work in the offseason. And definitely Davidson puts in the work both on and off the field.
Gladiators hoping this won't be another quick 3 and out. Brown fires over the middle, and that one's well defended.
So many balls just falling to the ground near receivers. Jeff Gagne looks like he got in the way. Let's see. Just playing a zone slant, and now he was just in the vicinity. But it's better to be in the vicinity than out of the picture. And if the DB had missed the deflection there, he would have been right there to catch him before he got the first down. This has been it's been a defensive battle, Mike. Let's call it that. Deep trenches kind of, if you love defense, this is the best game in the SFL for you.
And in preparing for the game, Matt, we were kind of expecting this to be a bit of a defensive battle. Neither one of these offenses has really been flashy all season long. I mean, St. Louis obviously doing enough to win, which they would have had to be able to get all the way up to 5-0. But for both the Gladiators and the Knights, the offense is really not posting any major numbers. I talk about points scored per game. London 18th in the league, St. Louis 17th in the league. Rushing yards per game, we talked about that earlier. Last total yards, 21st and 23rd in the league. It's the defenses that are really getting it done for both of these teams. St. Louis in particular, as their defense is back out onto the field now. Playing under pressure, and down he goes, sacked back at his own 40-yard line. A loss of 6 on the play.
Ooh, then he gets a little bit. Don't kick the guy when he's down. That's not very nice.
Igor Barbatov getting a little chippy on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a rivalry game, but let's be gentlemen. Crikey.
No sacks for the Gladiators defense last week. Getting 1 on that play. Sets up a long 2nd and 16. Swing route out to Merrill. Merrill's able to get back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10. This is looking eerily familiar. to the Gladiators drive that they just had, Matt.
Well, I mean, an issue with the way this is going is London is running a lot of empty set, and St. Louis is countering that with the dropping coverage, only rushing 3, and that doesn't bode well. You need some shorter routes if you're going to do that against a 3-2.
They're down to 10, deep drop. Out route to the top, wide open target. Getting the first down. McLean making the connection with Vin Kalia. First down and 10 now at the St. Louis 40, flipping all the way over.
What was the difference there, Mike? Do you know?
Oh, you tell me, Matt.
They attacked the sidelines. It's the first time they've attacked the sidelines. They've gone to the middle of the field every passing play unless there was a screen. So they need to attack the sidelines more against this soft 3-2 look from the Gladiators.
Empty backfield now for the Knights. Another deep drop for McLean. He'll throw this one short. Hits Robert Merrill for a gain of 4.
Good job again, though. It's the long handoff, Mike. Throw it to your back. He gets 4 yards. Opens up the play, but London needs to keep on this train of thought. Halfback screens. Attack the sidelines. Short passing. Don't bomb it unless you see a look you love.
Offset I formation on second down and 6. Brought down once again. Second sack on this drive alone. Tom Tanner gets that one.
This pocket just gets pushed up, and McLean has nowhere to run. Not that he could. I'd love to erase McLean at a 40. Who would win? He'd probably still win. I limp.
McLean in the gun. 3 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Attacking the sidelines once again, Matt. Kalia with the reception up to the St. Louis 32-yard line, but it'll be a 4th down and 2.
Yes.
What would you do here?
I try to fake it again. It's always 2, but that was important because now you're in field goal range, Mike. You did not get the first, but you attacked the sidelines. You didn't turn the ball over. Now you have a chance to, at minimum, pick up 3 points. So I like the play call in this game. So they're not going to try to draw them off. They're going to save their timeout for the 2-minute drill if they get a chance and put their highly paid kicker out there.
Jack Lewis on for the long field goal try. This one from 49 yards out from the left hash. Could we see the first points of the night? Ball coming down, and it's good. It had a few yards to spare. Lewis, no field goal attempts last week, but that was his 17th try now on the season. Has not yet missed one. And our first points are now on the board. London 3, St. Louis nothing.
Yeah, I still think he's kicking into a win, though. The ball kind of hung up there for a while. Luckily, he's got an iron leg.
Lewis kicks this one away.
Oh, yeah.
Taken about at the 4-yard line and returned up.
Oh, good Lord.
Up to the 26-yard line.
Hello, wake up.
Matt, the SFL broadcasting team is looking to add new talent to our ranks of broadcasters. Applications are now being accepted to try out for either play-by-play or analyst broadcasting positions. No experience is required, just a love for the game and a desire to succeed. The application for broadcasting can be found on our website at simulationfl.net/broadcasting. First down and 10 now for the Gladiators. A quick out route is incomplete. Well defended. Trying to target in and out of the hands.
It was the great exodus of the ball for Exodus there on that play. Not one of your highly paid receivers, and fortunately we saw why on that play.
Second down and 10 as Matt continues to be mean.
Well, his name's Exodus. It's like leaving, right? So, like Moses led the great Exodus from Egypt.
3 wide receivers, tight end, and running back on the field now for second down and 10. Brown under center. Short drop, quick pass for Brown, and that one is good for a first down. Phil Koss with the catch up to the 41-yard line.
Koss didn't leave that ball behind, Mike. He grabbed it from behind and kept running for a couple more yards. That's why you throw it to the tight end, right, Mike?
Absolutely.
Boom. Just hit him. Nice little route, and he just did a great job getting that ball and picking up the first down, and now St. Louis moving, and Brown's got to improve on his rating here, 37.8. Not anything to write home about either.
Secondary playing about 5 yards off for the Knights. Brown.
Again!
Once again, bouncing right out of the hands, Matt.
Elsie
Mondavi with the reception attempt and incomplete.
Usually, you think I'd blame it on the weather, but weather's fine. So you got to help out your rookie quarterback, Mike. He's making some great throws, but the receivers aren't hanging on to the ball. I mean, what do you do? Problem is that St. Louis is running all these receivers and they're leaving their tight ends not on the field. Throw it to the tight ends.
Tight end should always be out there. Out route down to the bottom. Making the catch and turning upfield. There you go. There's some yards. A nice move on that play. Exodus Baines making up. Oh, excuse me. That is Guy Clausen, the tight end, was on the field, Matt.
Well, that's what I said. Throw it to your Look at this move by Clausen. See, turbocharge. Whoa. Well, there's that. He does not have the Titanic rudder, Mike. He's more like a speedboat. And just running down the field, picking up extra yards, and that's what you got to do. You got to get your tight end. You got 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers. They should be on the field for all your passing plays. Leave those bench warmers behind on the receiving side.
Guy Clausen, a smaller-sized tight end, more wide receiver size at 6'1", 234 pounds. The rookie second-round pick. He was actually selected ahead of quarterback Christian Brown, Matt, in the draft. Guy Clausen, the 6th pick in the second round. Christian Brown, the 22nd pick in the second round. The first down run goes for a gain of only 1, second down and 9 as we tick inside the 5-minute mark here in the first half. Brown takes the snap, fires right into traffic. And that one is caught for a gain of 6 up to the London 23-yard line. In scoring range, but a 3rd down and 4 coming up.
3rd down and 4, Mike. You know what I say? Said it from the London side. Attack the sidelines. Don't be throwing slants.
Brown looking, firing. And that one's incomplete. Wow. In and out of the hands of another receiver. Matt dropped again.
I've never seen so many drops before from receivers, Mike.
Yeah, Paul Dilleveau. I mean, it's great coverage by the secondary, too. Getting in the way and, maybe making it a little bit difficult to see where that ball's coming in. But, these receivers, like you said, Matt, they've got to help Brown out and get some of these catches, even if it is difficult. 4th down and 4, and we will see Amy Shalizzi on for the field goal try. Shalizzi in her 2nd season. Last week, 3 of 3 with a long of 51. This one good from 39 yards out. Getting some points on the board for the hometown Gladiators. 3-3 now.
Yeah, it's good to have a reliable kicker like Shalizzi out there. That thing was still maintaining its height. Would have been good from a long, long way.
Game all tied up. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the first half of action. Dustin Zeck standing back. Wow, 9 yards deep in the end zone, Matt. He will wisely kneel this one down.
I think I pegged that right to left wind call. You don't
I believe so.
I
believe so, Matt. Zach averaging about 23 yards per return so far this season, so didn't want to have be 9 yards behind the goal line to start things out. 3 wide receivers, 2 backs in the backfield to get this drive started. McLean, quick pass over the middle, and
another drop.
The dropsies continue, Matt, as Saren Storm, the intended target, lets that one fall to the grass.
And Mike, these aren't 3rd and 4th stringers. These are number 1, number 2 receivers dropping balls.
Yeah, Matt. I mean,
and
Saren Storm. Yeah, Saren Storm with a fantastic game last week against the Lone Star Glory. 6 receptions, 104 yards and a touchdown. And so far in this one, no receptions, but he's been targeted 4 times. McLean looking, firing over the middle, tipped and incomplete. Well defended.
Winkler, boy, might have saved a touchdown there on that deflection. It was looking good. St. Louis's safeties weren't playing that deep, but again, Winkler saving the day, the other free safety.
3rd down and 10 now. And once again, we've seen this formation several times so far tonight. Matt McLean in the gun with 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The tight end in the middle. Going deep over the middle, and that one's picked off. Taken away, went to the well one too many times, and that one's going to be brought back to the 24-yard line. Picked off by Geralt Winkler again, Matt. Number 24 brings it back to the 24.
Winkler just playing center. Look at him, sit back, waiting for which of the 3 receivers McLean was going to throw it to, and McLean chose the wrong door on that one.
Geralt Winkler now with 2 interceptions on the day. He only had 1 all season coming into the game, Matt, and tripled that number so far in this one, and we're only in the first half of action. So great starting field position now for the Gladiators. Brown takes the snap and sidearms this one over the middle, and just like that inside the red zone, 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, Deliver didn't miss that one. That's the kind of throws Brown's been making, right? They've been on target, but his offense just isn't productive because his receivers aren't catching the ball.
Christian Brown now 11 of 19, just past the 100-yard mark. Looking to add on to that total here, and he does. Throws that one up to the 8-yard line.
Brown's 12 of 20, Mike, but he might be 15 of 20 at least if the receivers had caught the ball. So he's having a pretty good game. Now this is where you make your dollars and cents in the red zone, especially inside the 10. Your coordinator's got to call a good play, and your offense has to execute.
1st down and goal now from the 8-yard line. Brown will throw, looks towards the end zone, dropped, Matt. Dropped again.
Well, again, they tried to go post, and there was a car crash, and that didn't go so well for, is it Kalia? I think it was Kalia dropped the ball. So you kind of have to, they didn't run it on first, which I would have liked to see them done, or throw a screen. You have to believe they're going to throw on second. And yeah, look at how far off London's playing. The out routes are open.
See what happens. Pressure coming down. He goes, but he gets the pass away. Incomplete. Chris Joseph applying the pressure for the Knights. 3rd down and goal now from the 8.
Yeah, and they've been just doing, the London defense has been getting just enough pressure here to, to disrupt Brown's, between the pressure and the drops. Brown's kind of had a rough game because of it. He hasn't made any major mistakes, and he's got to be careful here, especially with only 3 really eligible receivers. If it's
and they get it into the end zone. Brown in the gun, looking, fires towards the end zone, caught, touchdown Gladiators.
And that was perfectly dialed up. I was a bit doubting it by the St. Louis offensive coordinator, but London decided to bring the blitz, and guess what? They had 2 backs ready to pick it up. Look at him pick it up, and there you go. Find the open receiver out of the 3 targets left. Christian Brown does a great job scanning the field and delivering it right on target, and St. Louis takes a 7-point lead, barring an extra point.
Paul Dilivo, the leading receiver last week in the narrow victory over the DC Dragons, winning that game 16-14. Dilivo, 5 receptions for 61 yards. Couldn't find the end zone last week, but does so there. And after this, extra point is up and through, gives the Gladiators a 7-point lead over the Knights. So 10 unanswered points, and the ball will head back to the London Knights.
I've said this before in games like this, Mike, but that 7 feels like 14.
Expand on that. What do you mean?
It's because it's such a low-scoring game. The
Right.
The defense for St. Louis has been so outstanding. London can't really move the ball very well, and so the points are just harder to come by on both sides. So when you get a touchdown, it just means that much more than you're talking, 27-21 game at the half.
So the first 8 drives of the ball game between these two teams, Matt, resulted in 2 interceptions and 6 punts. Since then, the next 4 drives, there's been 2 field goals, 1 interception, and 1 touchdown. So the offense is each starting to find a rhythm. The Knights now with 2 minutes 44 seconds to go in the first half, trying to get some more points on the board themselves, and that's not the best way to get that started, as it starts off with a sack back to the 17-yard line, brought down by Todd Dubstat.
St. Louis getting an unusual amount of pressure on McLean, Mike. They really haven't been doing that too well, but that's one way to derail a drive.
Absolutely, Matt. 3 sacks so far now on the ball game. 1 for each of the star defensive linemen. McLean firing over the middle, tipped and almost taken away. Well defended by the St. Louis secondary. 3rd down and 13 now.
Again, Mike, soft coverage. Throwing it down the middle of the field is not a good idea unless your guy's wide open. That's why you got to, again, I've said it. I have to say it again. Attack the sidelines, but you can't do it here unless you have like a deep out, maybe a corner route, something like that.
Trips to the right side of the formation at the bottom of your screen. McLean under center. Looking, has time, steps up, throws. That one's tipped and almost taken away again. Great defense by the secondary from the Gladiators, Matt. We've seen it all season, and it continues tonight.
Haldorf's been all over the field, Mike. Doink.
Way to use your head.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think that was Haldorf. That was number 42 that made the play. But again, when St. Louis is secondary, 2 corners, 2 free safeties, 2 strong safeties, Mike, they're built to stop the pass. And that's what London's wheelhouse.
Mark Gronek getting his head in there, and that's what caused that to fall down to the turf. JT Delaney standing back the 1-yard line. Punt this one away into the wind. So Delaney, even with his powerful leg, only able to get it to the St. Louis 45-yard line. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Minute 54, actually, for the Gladiators to try to get some more points on the board. We'll see what they do on the other side of this break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
One way to test a rookie quarterback, Mike, is with pressure. William Davidson provided plenty of it last week. The Star DT sacked Lone Star quarterback Ace Fennick 4 times. And we're going to see some of this damage. I mean, look at this. No huddle, sacked him once, and down he goes again. That hurts, Mike. I know from experience. We've seen tonight that he's already been a factor on Christian Brown, and you don't want Christian sitting in the ice bath too long. And, there's another devastating sack. Oh, I felt that in my bones, my old bones. So yes, they got it. Davidson's been effective so far already, and St. Louis needs to keep him off Brown.
Davidson with 1 sack on the night, 7.5 now on the season, and 80 on his career. Brown checks that one down to Martinez. Martinez able to get up into London territory and get a first down, falling out of bounds and stopping the clock. Coming up on the SFL Halftime Report, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green will analyze the first half and provide updates on Los Angeles, Queen City, and we'll check in on the division standings across the league as the SFL reaches the halfway point of the regular season. It's all coming up on the SFL Halftime Report, unless, of course, SFL headquarters washes away in a flood. Now under a flood warning, it's been quite a day down at SFL HQ. First down and 10 from the 44. Martinez takes the handoff, fights forward, gets 3, brings up a second down and 7 as the clock continues to run. Both teams with all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, St. Louis they got all the time. They can run what they want. They don't want to give London the ball back with any time. And they're almost at field goal range, and they have the win. So a lot of things in their factor, but they have to get about at least one more first down.
And it won't be on that drive. That snap is the run goes for no gain. And St. Louis will burn their first time out to try to assess what they want to do on this one. Now, not in field goal range yet, even with Amy the Leg Shalizzi ready to kick that as far as she possibly can. But another thing in St. Louis's favor, Matt, is they get the ball back to start the second half. So if they can get some more points here and then get the ball back and have another successful drive, could start to run away with this one. Right now, only a 1-score ball game. See what happens on this 3rd down and 7. Brown fires into double coverage, and that one is incomplete. Looks like Jeff Gagne had his hands on the ball. And Mondavi, look at that, Matt. That's what we've been seeing. 8 passing attempts went to his direction, only 2 catches.
I think St. Louis went a little too conservative, Mike. I think they should have tried to run a safe pass on 2nd down, try to set them up for a shorter 3rd down. Third downs haven't been too kind to either team tonight, and now they're going to try to pin London. They're probably hoping inside the 10.
Yeah, angling this one. It's got the wind, and the ball will bounce at the 6. It's going right towards the
it
hit the pylon. It bounced off the pylon. Those pylons are cemented down, if anyone was wondering. So that's why it bounced clear off the pylon and back out onto the field.
That's like when a golfer hits a driver and it hits the pin and gets a hole in one. That's what you just saw on the football field.
Does indeed go for a touchback. So crisis averted for the Knights.
I guess it wasn't a hole in one. It hit in the water.
Yeah. Touchback was the call. So quick pass down the right sideline. A jumping one-handed catch. Hauled in and a good first down all the way up to the 43-yard line. 23-yard gain just like that.
McLean quickly found his receiver one-on-one on the outside. No safety help. Threw it over the top, and then he said, well, receiver, you better go get that ball because it's not going to be a pick. And great play there. Sets London up in good position. And, Robert Merrill hasn't missed. Has not dropped the ball with you guys.
Not yet. Split out wide as a receiver on this one, Matt. McLean under center. Going deep down the right-hand sideline again. Back-to-back receptions by Dustin Zeck. Going from the London 20 all the way to the St. Louis 33-yard line in 2 plays.
And another McLean, there's one deep safety, but McLean just dropped it into Zeck before the safety could react. A little bit different defensive look out of the Gladiators, as with one deep safety, it's a completely different ball game. You want that 2 deep safety look. Now, though, it's getting risky. London is pretty much at field goal range, but McLean can't take a sack here.
Still going with the one deep safety look. Freeman Peltier in great coverage on that last play. Just Zach out-muscled him for the ball. McLean pump fake fires over the middle, and that one is also caught inside the red zone, and they will burn their third and final timeout. First down and 10 now from the 12.
Yeah, Kalia there with a nice grab. That was a little pump fake, might have thrown the defense off. A beautiful throw by McLean, and getting the defense to think one way and then going back the other way with the ball. Where was this offense the whole game? Oof.
Well, when time is not on your side, I guess you get things going. So right now, this is the longest yardage drive from either team so far tonight, but it's only been 3 plays. 3 plays, 68 yards. Here's play number 4 going towards the end zone, and it's a touchdown. 4 passes, 4 completions, ending in 6.
Saren Storm, Mike. Cam already had a storm come through his neighborhood, but there's a storm right here in St. Louis. It's McLean just looking. Oh man, running towards an out, and Saren Storm just skied for that ball.
That catch.
Grab.
Yep. 5th pass attempt that went his way. His first catch of the ball game, good for a touchdown. 6 receptions, 104 yards, and a touchdown last week. It's only his 2nd touchdown on the season. This is now his 3rd. Last week was his 1st since last season. With the extra point now up and through, the game is now tied back at 10. 49 seconds left to go here in the first half. And, Matt, it seems like just 5 seconds ago we were talking about how St. Louis was nearly in scoring range. Then they were going to get the ball back to start the second half. They could have gotten up by 2 scores and then gotten the ball back to start the third quarter, gotten another score. They'd have a possibly 2 to 3 score advantage at that point, depending on how those drives worked out, and now it's all tied up.
You're writing a paper that's not due. It's not going to happen. Why did you bother? Tear that all up. It's a new storyline.
Rip it to shreds. Just like that, a whole new ball game as the scores zero themselves out. First down and 10 now from the 28-yard line.
To me, the bottom line is St. Louis got too conservative. They were in London territory. They just needed to throw one more pass instead of a run. They didn't do it. They gave it back to London on that weird punt. They hit the post or the pylon, and then London just took the ball and, well, you say run with it, but they threw with it.
They went pass happy, and it was successful. Tipped and picked off just like that. They're going back to the house. 10-5 touchdown, London. What a flip of the script, Matt.
Mike, I think we've just seen a bolt of lightning.
A bolt of lightning. You never know when or where it's ever going to strike.
Nope. We do now. That's 14 points in about, 7 seconds, 8 seconds.
Barry
this
Barkley
game
with the pick 6.
Remember that beautiful paper you were writing, Mike? Not only can we throw it in the trash, but now we put it in the shredder and then in the compost pile.
Rip it up, throw it into a garbage can, light that on fire. A pick 6 for Barry Barkley. 2nd interception of the season for Barkley. 28th in his career. Only his 2nd pick 6. And couldn't have come at a better time, as, I know, writing the paper I didn't need to write, as you were saying, but it looked like
I warn you.
It looked like the Gladiators could possibly come away with a 2 to 3 score advantage, and now 34 seconds from the half, London Knights with a touchdown lead over the Gladiators.
Yep, and it's not how I said it last week. It's not how hard you get hit. It's if you can get up after you taking a shot. London took a shot. They got up quick and scored 14, and now it's St. Louis's turn. Their butts are on the ground now. They need to scrape it back together and just keep playing Gladiator football. Plenty of time on the clock, at least in the second half.
This return brought back once again to the 28-yard line. Christian Brown, 14 to 26, has the touchdown pass that went to Paul Delaveau, but 2 interceptions now on the day. And we're only in the first half. Coming into the game, Matt, only 8 interceptions on the season for Brown. That's averaging about 1.5 picks per game. He has 2 right now, and we'll see what happens as this game continues to progress.
Brown can't be a rookie here. He's got to be a vet. Nothing's open. Don't throw it into coverage. Oh no! My good lord! What a shoulder tackle.
Another pass breakup by this London defense, and Matt, I think they're fired up.
Yeah, I think they had some extra tea and crumpets on the sidelines, and now they're full up. Some teams have Gatorade. The Knights have tea and crumpets.
That's right. Don't let that big old Gatorade container fool you. That's just full of nice tea. Is it iced tea at least, or is it hot tea?
No, they run hot, Mike. It's always hot tea.
Always hot tea. 3 wide receivers now on second down. And another pass on the post route. That one's good for a first down. St. Louis 2 timeouts remaining, but they're letting the clock continue to roll. 15 seconds now until halftime. Brown fires tipped and almost the third interception. But that one falls down to the turf. Second down and 10, 9 seconds to go.
My apologies to the headphone users at home, but oh boy. I'm getting up one of those moments where things just are going haywire in the SFL. I love it so much.
And they really should be careful as they're going to get the ball back to start the third quarter. Just 9 seconds from now. You don't want to go and give the Knights an opportunity for a long field goal or even another potential pick six. Ball is handed off. I believe it's Bill Cherry with the carry. And that should bring us to no. They're going to call a timeout, and that'll set them up for a Hail Mary try.
I don't like this call, Mike. You run the ball. It's a 43. I don't think you can run that. I don't think you can throw the Browns got the arm to throw it into the end zone from here. I don't think any quarterback does. And you're setting yourself up if it's a pick. You don't want a pick situation.
Just keep it in mind that the wind, at Brown's back, so that could potentially help him.
Yes.
141 yards, 2 interceptions so far for Brown. Will he have enough time to get this pass off? Davidson licking his chops there on the D-line. Oh, immediate pressure, and down he goes. That one wasn't even close. No contest as William Davidson gets his second sack of the ball game.
There goes that man again, Mr. Davidson. I think that's 2.5 for him on the game. Look at him. Rip move just completely beats the center, and then little double team there. And Brown can't be feeling too good going into the half. He's going to have to get a little, something, and maybe just a little talking to, and then come out with a fresh head after halftime.
A somewhat bizarre first half. Knights 17, Gladiators 10. We'll be back with the SFL halftime report with Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green after the break.
Welcome to the SFL Halftime Report along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. It is an exciting one in St. Louis. London trying to pull the upset in the rivalry game 17-10. Kind of surprising how they did it, Mike, because for the first 20 minutes of that half, London looked completely dead and came to life in the end.
Yeah, Cam, it was kind of a ho-hum first half there for a second. St. Louis, then all of a sudden, get to 3 minutes left in the half, and all the scoring broke loose with Paul Dillevue with a touchdown catch from Christian Brown there to put St. Louis up, and looked like St. Louis was going to go in half with the lead. And then all of a sudden, London with a huge touchdown pass to from Mangum McLean to Sam Storm, and then immediately after that, Barry Barkley with a huge pick six. And now we see London up 17-10 at the half.
Yeah, going on right now on the SFL's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Simulationfl, a low-scoring ho-hum game over there. But now Queen City is the team, just like London, towards the end of the half, that's making things exciting. LA's up 3-0, but the Lycans kind of sluggish on the East Coast once again, Mike, and Queen City's in the red zone right now.
Yeah, the offense struggling a little bit. Sully Richardson only about 68 yards passing up until this point. Robert Johnson hasn't done much on the ground. Yeah, the offense is kind of struggling once again on traveling to the East Coast. And the LA defense also snuffed out earlier Queen City drive with a Thomas Rahman Jr. interception in the end zone. So maybe the defense is keeping them in a little bit. We'll see if LA can get that high-powered offense going later in this ball game.
Queen City now inside the 5. We're keeping an eye on that one. Today marks when the games are over, will mark the halfway point of the SFL's season. We wanted to take a look at the division standings here today because it's a whole new playoff format for the SFL. Just to give you a quick rundown, the top 6 teams, that is the division winners. The 6 division winners get 6 of the 12 playoff spots, and then everyone else will get the other 6 playoff spots purely based on record. But a lot of great divisional races going on. Which division catches your eye first, Mike?
The first division that catches my eye, Cam, is this Pacific division. As we just were talking about LA, if they can get this win today, it'll be a huge, huge victory. They can go up 2 games on this division, with half a season to go.
Yeah, these records are coming into to today. We've had a couple games go final, and we'll recap those a little bit later in the window. I look at the East, Mike. This is a division totally turned on its head. When the schedule was released, or based off of last season's rankings, Louisiana was the top team, followed by Atlanta, and then Tulsa and St. Louis down at the bottom. But that division is totally flipped, and Atlanta, who plays Carolina in the second game of our FTF doubleheader, sitting in third, possibly fourth here coming up, because Louisiana has already beaten Atlanta so far this season.
Yeah, Cam, no one could have possibly predicted the way this division is shaping up so far. St. Louis looking to go 6-0 today. They're going to have to put a little comeback here in the second half. But yeah, Tulsa, amazing story that they are right now. Started out 0-3, have fought their way back, clawed their way back in it, and looking for a playoff spot right now at 3-3 in this division. So yeah, and Atlanta, big game tonight to try to keep pace.
I'm sure you want to talk about that Atlantic division too, Mike. That's upper left there. What a wild first 6 games. Huge game for Carolina coming up, as we mentioned, against Atlanta, trying to force a 3-way tie right now in the Atlantic.
Yeah, big win for Jacksonville last night. Against Charleston, one of those teams are going to, go down a game in this division. Even though they were going to maintain a 500 record, but now with Florida losing last night, Jacksonville is tied at the top of that division.
It's going to be an awesome race down the stretch. By the way, Queen City scored while we were breaking down divisions, so the Corsairs now up, trying to also pull the upset. That has been the theme this weekend after Sioux Falls beat Florida yesterday, 17-10. London is on top of St. Louis. St. Louis trying to remain undefeated. You're watching the SFL on FTF, and this has been the SFL Halftime Report. And we'll see you back at St. Louis on the other side of this break.
And welcome back to the Gateway Coliseum in St. Louis, Missouri. Let's get the third quarter started here. I am Mike Daggs. I'm play-by-play, joined in the booth by the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson. Gerald Smith with us on stats, and Cameron Irvine in the truck producing for us this evening. 17-10, the score after the first half of action. The first half was a little slow to start. The first 8 drives, 6 punts, 2 picks. The next 8 drives, there was a couple of field goals and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, very, very exciting, Mike. It's going to be interesting to see how both teams come out of the half, if they go back to, what they were doing, or, if they change things up a little bit. Especially St. Louis, they need to go back to the first, most of the game of what they were doing on offense.
Well, they're going to start off with a swing route that's going to go for a loss of 1, 15 of 29 and 140 yards for Brown. You can see 1 passing touchdown and 2 interceptions in the first half. Starting out the second half, 1 of 1 for -1. Let's see if they can get something going here on offense. Like you said, they got to get back to doing what was working at one point, scoring 10 unanswered, and then just like that, the Knights score 14 unanswered. Ball is handed off to Martinez, trying to get things going on the ground. Will be good for only a gain of 2, and set up a 3rd down and 9. Martinez met 9 rushing attempts, 9 yards in the first half. On the other side of the field, Robert Merrill with 3 rushing attempts for 27, but 28 yards of those 27 were on 1 rushing attempt. The other 2 combining for -1. So on 3rd down and 9, it's caught, but then fumbled and picked up by the Knights. That kind of looked like a bang-bang play to me, but we'll see what they say. Right now, the Knights are ruled in possession of the football at the St. Louis 24.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one, Mike.
I'm not sure. I don't know if he had possession or not, but it almost looks like it was scooped up before it was even.
We'll see.
We'll see a challenge here by St. Louis.
The stats wagon will get us some more angles on this.
Stats wagon.
Yeah, the stats and all the replays and the wagon.
That's right. I just picture a little red radio flyer when you say that. So, I don't even think he ever had possession of that one, Matt.
It's closer than some I've seen. I think you're right, but we'll see.
After review, the receiver did have possession.
Yep.
And the ruling on the field is overturned, so St. Louis will not be charged with a timeout. They will retain possession, but it will bring up a 4th down and 9.
Yeah, Mike, you're better on the quick reviews, not the long essays.
I thought my essay was setting up pretty good, Matt, but
True,
you told
true
me
or
to
false?
shred it and burn it.
Stick to the true false.
All right, true or false? St. Louis is about to punt the ball back to London.
Very, very true.
Very, very true indeed. No, we're not going to see any fake from here.
Oh.
Almost blocked, but Justin Zach takes it at the 44-yard line, scoots forward for a gain of 1. The Knights will get the ball at their own 45-yard line, wearing their cancer awareness jerseys, uniforms this game, Matt, supporting the Cancer Research UK is the foundation that they are supporting this season. You can find out more at cancerresearchuk.org. 1st down and 10 now for the Knights, swinging this one down to the bottom. Robert Merrill makes the first man miss. Can't make the second one miss. 2nd down and 5.
Careful, Merrill. We've had enough twisters. Spin. Great gain for the Knights. They went deep on their 2-minute drill, but nothing wrong with they got 5 there. Run it again. See if maybe you get a couple more, especially on a 3-2 look. They're just asking.
Offset I formation. They will indeed hand the ball off. Nice blocking out in front and churning those legs to get all the way up to the 40-yard line. Jolt Winkler with the tackle, but not before a 1st down and 10 for the Knights.
Excuse me, it was a 3-3, but still 3-3 with everyone playing way back. As long as you get good blocking, and Merrill is a fine running back. You can make it work. That's what they need to do. Hit it up this defense up the middle. They're not going to respect your running game.
Only 4 rushing attempts so far in this one for Merrill, coming out in another running formation here on 1st down and 10. And takes his 5th handoff, and once again, good blocking out in front, off tackle inside the 20, now inside the 15, and tackled at the 14-yard line. That's 3 long runs on the game now for Robert Merrill.
I don't recognize this offense, Mike. As someone been borrowing the Mexico City playbook. That's another nice run from Merrill. And again, 1st and 10, give it to him again. Why not? See what he's still got a little gas in the tank, even if he can get you 5 yards here. It sets you up. Because passing the ball in the red zone is tough because the field just shrinks down. Those corners have a lot less space to cover.
McLean now in the gun on 1st down and 10. Taking back to the sky, throwing it towards the end zone. That one's in and out of the hands of Zach. Matt, coming into the ball game through the first 5 weeks of play, Robert Merrill, 57 carries for 83 yards. In this game, 5 carries for 64 yards. So darn near, approaching his season total through 5 games in this one. London currently 24th in the league. St. Louis 23rd in the league with their rushing attacks in yards per game. McLean over the middle. That one's caught, and it'll be a 1st down and goal at the 4-yard line after that pass is complete.
Yeah, Matson with a nice grab there. And now it's a very interesting situation. The 4-yard line. I'd love to see St. Louis spread her a little bit and then give Merrill a shot here. They're not exactly going to spread it out, but it looks like a situation where either you're bump man, you can either run slant here or you give it to your halfback.
McLean, short drop, quick throw, trying to hit Benji Matson once again, and that one is incomplete. 2nd down and goal now from the 4. Matson with the catch on that previous play. A reception for a 10-yard gain, and this one falls to the ground.
Wasn't a slap, but Matson was running towards that goalpost, and it almost worked, but almost didn't. So, yeah, let's see if they... Man, I'd love to see a halfback screen to Merrill right here.
5 down lineman for the Gladiators. McLean to throw, swings it out. Does he have room to get there? He does. Touchdown, yes! London Knights.
I did it. Okay. Great job. Me and London were on the same page on that one. Merrill, there's just no one outside to get the, just the 1st down he needed, or just to get a couple yards. You get that and more. And now, boy, London on a rampage, Mike. It could be 24-10 all of a sudden when it was 10-3 St. Louis at one point.
10-3 St. Louis, with St. Louis in possession in London territory, and a 21-point swing. Now St. Louis, they're in trouble if they can't get things going on offense. Robert Merrill now with over 100 all-purpose yards between rushing and receiving, with that receiving touchdown. London 24, St. Louis 10. The Gladiators will get the ball back, and they, what do you want to see from them on this drive, Matt? What's going to help them get some more points on the board?
Again, they got to attack the sidelines. They haven't done it all game long. They got plenty of time, so they can run, a slow drive, plenty of plays, but they need. They don't need 7 right now, but man, you don't want to give this London offense the ball back. The way they're playing, 3 might not be enough.
And we have a game break from Queen City. We'll send it back to the studios for that highlight.
Thanks, Dags. Mike St. Green, LA's mess of a first half ended like this.
Yeah, Cam, this Queen City defensive line has been giving Sully Richardson fits all day long. As you see here, Digger Graves with the huge strip sack and the fumble. LA were fortunate enough to recover it, but hey, it's been a tough first half for Sully Richardson.
Upset Central here on the SFL and FTF today. Back to Mike and Matt.
Thanks, Cam. Yep, upset seems to be on the menu today for several teams. London with the 14-point lead here over the hometown St. Louis Gladiators. St. Louis in possession of the football, 8 yards on that first play of the drive, offside I formation here on 2nd down. And look at all the defenders in the box for London.
Asking for asking for a screen, asking for something, not off tackle. Oh!
Well, the off tackle works, Matt. As he gets up to the 43-yard line, good scamper by Martinez. Almost got hit behind the line again, but that last-second block got it done.
Yeah, well, when they're all bunched up like that on defense, all you got to do is eventually get around the outside. He turtled over a man, and then great blocking right there. And I think that's Martinez's best run of the game. I don't know if it's his longest, but it's definitely, in my opinion, his best.
It was indeed his longest. Only a 10-yard gain, but that was the longest that he's had. 11 rushing attempts for only 21 yards for Martinez. Brown now in the gun, 3 wide receivers on the field. Throws that one short pass over the middle, is complete, wrapped up by Jeff Gagne and brought down at the 47-yard line.
And again, that's St. Louis football. The problem is they couldn't put their hands on, they couldn't catch the key balls they needed to, make these second and third downs easier on them. So the receivers have to, again, priority number 1. Don't worry about the extra yards. Just get your 4 to 6 yards and go from there. Don't try to be turning your head up to get extra yardage.
Another short pass over the middle, and this one is incomplete, trying to hit LC Mondavi. And the stats speak for themselves, Matt. 2 receptions on 9 targets.
That wasn't Mondavi's fault, really, though. The defender was nicely in the way there. Gagne, I believe. And putting a lot of pressure on your rookie quarterback here. 3rd and 6. Watch out for the pressure again from the Knights.
They're down in 6 now. Brown going deep over the middle, tipped in and out of the hands of multiple people, and then caught. Oh, hauled in off of the deflection after bouncing in and out of the hands of 2 Knights defenders. Eagle Mondavi able to get that one, and wow, what a play.
Well, Mike, a big deflection. Mondavi doesn't get his hands on it till the third tip. The Eagle lands, and a nice grab for him, 29-yard line. Again, this is what St. Louis needs. It's about time for them to get a little luck back on these dropped passes.
Luck was definitely the way I would describe that one, but Mondavi able to keep tracking that ball with his eyes, and it wasn't able to be picked off by the Knights. This time Mondavi once again the target as he gets 6 on the in route.
And again, those passes before were getting, interfered with, knocked down, just pushed out of the way. And so when you hit a 6-yard pass like that, now you can go to Martinez on offense and see if he can pick up another 2 or 3 yards at minimum and set you up in a nice 3rd down.
Martinez able to get the 1st down all the way up to the 18-yard line, now inside the red zone. After a nice gain of about 6.
Yeah, Martinez got skinny, which is a great thing to do. Got between the 2 blockers and just got, again, not a great game so far for Martinez, but don't shy away from him. Keep your running game involved. You're only down 2 touchdowns, and you could score 1 right now.
Brown adjusting the play at the line. Out route down to the bottom. Saw the Knights playing about 5 yards off of his receiver. It's LC Mondavi on that one, 2nd and 6.
Again, attack the sidelines. They're playing off. Get your 4 to 6 yard gains. Set yourself up for 2nd and medium, 2nd and short, and it makes the offense just run so much more efficiently.
4 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Brown hands this one off to Martinez, hit at the line. Will fall forward for a gain of 2. Brought down by Jeff Gagne.
Yeah, lucky for Gagne. I thought Martinez had the 1st down and more, but Gagne says, come back here.
Not so fast, Cairo. They're down in 4 now for the Gladiators. Split backs in the backfield. Brown takes the snap. Looking towards the end zone. Has his target. Touchdown, Gladiators. Paul Delaveau finds the end zone for the 2nd time in this ball game.
Ooh, what a throw by Brown. I thought that was going to be picked, but I think he had enough air and then some fancy footwork by Delaveau. Let's see. Look at it come out. It's a zone, busted zone coverage, then he has the wherewithal to make a great play right there. And St. Louis, again, that's exactly what they needed, Mike. A long drive using all their weapons to get 7 points on the board, and it's a one-score ball game. Couldn't have done it any better.
Yeah, this ball game is far from over, and now it's a one-score ball game. And see the extra point try by Amy Shalizzi. Good snap, kick is up, and it is good. St. Louis narrows the gap, now trailing by 7. London 24, St. Louis 17. And now, Matt, the St. Louis defense will get back out onto the field. And we've talked about the St. Louis defense earlier on. They've only been averaging 17 points per game so far this season, which is a franchise record. Third place in the league with only 17.0 points allowed. They've allowed 24 in this one, but if I'm London, I'm not going to count on scoring too many more. This defense is just too stingy. And 16 takeaways on the season for the Gladiators coming into the game, 5th in the league. And they've already got a couple of interceptions so far in this one, with Geralt Winkler taking it away from Angus McLean twice. So McLean now back out onto the field, and we'll see if the Knights are able to continue to move down the field and score, or if the St. Louis defense will be able to step up and put a stop to the scoring. McLean, deep drop out route down to the bottom, and that one is caught. It's actually a corner route. Hauled in for a nice gain up to the 32-yard line. Vin Kalia with the catch.
Yeah, those corner routes, especially when they're not jumping in midair, are a little bit safer. Like I said, London's problem is they're just throwing it into the middle of the field in front of all these defenders. And again, not going to Merrill, man, that was working so well. But we'll see if the passing game can deliver here on first down.
And deliver it does, as he's able to hit Benji Matson up to the 47-yard line. Back-to-back passing plays are successful. First down and 10 now.
Gladiator sent a linebacker too. So they sent for kind of not a blitz, but more than you would on a three-man front. And I don't like that. I think you just play coverage. London's shown the ability to kind of make some mistakes. Let McLean, kind of put his foot in his mouth instead of trying to bring pressure, which, like I said, did not work on that play.
McLean short drop, out route to the bottom. Hitting Kalia once again for a gain of 5. Now 18 of 32 on the ball gain is McLean, almost 190 yards.
Well, they only brought 3, Mike, and McLean made me look silly throwing an out route for 5. And that's McLean again. Smart play calling. You're up 7. You don't need the big bomb. You're not in any hurry. Again, look at the cushion, Mike. Out routes all day long.
And McLean is going to go over the middle instead, hitting Kalia once again. And getting up to the 41-yard line. Good enough for another first down to keep this drive alive.
And McLean being very stingy here, just taking what the defense is giving him instead of trying to hurl it. His receivers have also dropped balls, so just make the easy play. You got the lead.
McLean trying to make a difficult play. Jumping one-handed catch attempt is from Kalia, but a flag on the play might see a little pass interference.
Penalty starts with a P and ends with an I, Mike.
Pass interference. Number 42.
Technically it ends with an E.
I just call it PI. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what
interference.
PI. You can't touch your receiver. It's PI.
That's right. And also Matt can't spell, but that's fine.
PI. I can spell too.
Mark Gronek, the one called for the penalty. First down and 10 now for the Knights at the St. Louis 32-yard line. Minute 23 to go in the third quarter. McLean swings this one out to Merrill. That'll be good for a gain of 2. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. You can visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more. to help each team stand out from their opponents. Get the gear that the fans wear with Sector 6 and the SFL. McLean in the gun on 2nd down and 8. Pressure coming, throws it. It's a duck, but it is caught for a gain of 5. 3rd down and 3 now.
It's about the biggest ballerina you'll ever see, Mike. McLean kind of spinning around and still making a good throw there. 3rd and 3. I mean, I think you got to pass it here, although if I see a look like this, I might run Merrill. I mean, there's not that many men on the line.
And they will throw. Wide open is Benji Matson over the middle. Good for a gain of about 14 yards as he gets all the way up to the St. Louis 11. And Matt, the Gladiators are able to get that touchdown on the board, but now the defense is allowing the Knights to get right back down in scoring position.
Where's the middle zone, Mike? Completely abandoned. That's why they were able to get to the tight end before. The Gladiators were covering it well, but again, they sent an extra man. Middle was wide open. McLean read it perfectly.
McLean looking towards the end zone, fires, and that one's tipped and almost taken away. Drew really was in the area after that one was tipped by Nicholas Warner. And that'll bring us to the end of quarter number 3. 3 in the books, 1 remains. London up by 7. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. We'll be back for the 4th quarter of action after this. Stay with us. And welcome back to St. Louis, Missouri, Gateway Coliseum. Week 6 matchup between the Gladiators and the Knights. I'm Mike Daggs, joined in the booth by the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson. Offset I formation now on 2nd down and 10. London Knights in possession of the football. And swings this one out to Robert Merrill. Robert Merrill able to gain 4. Gerald Smith with us on stats. Cameron Irvine producing the game for us. 52 degrees here in St. Louis.
Yeah,
strong wind.
I thought that was the thing, like something going on with a wind. And this is 3rd down for London right here. St. Louis getting plenty of cushion again. Sideline.
McLean looking, firing towards the end zone. Caught, and it's good for a first down, but just shy of the end zone. 1st and goal from the goal line. Dustin Zeck with the catch.
Oh, Zach going towards the sideline. 1st and goal from the goal line.
That might be close enough for a challenge, but I don't know.
Spool up Robert Merrill here, London, just see what he can do. I mean, or throw a screen. But I think Merrill's going to get a shot.
Merrill does indeed get the handoff, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Knights.
Look at the blocking. Everybody went the other way on the Gladiators. I don't know if they thought it was a fake or what, but catching the Gladiators completely off guard did the Knights, and now London is in the driver's seat. St. Louis, now they're in a bit of a time crunch. They can't take their time really anymore.
No, it's going to have to, fall onto the shoulders of Christian Brown, or more specifically, fall onto the arm of Christian Brown as the extra point is up and good. London adding on yet another point to their total, 31-17 here in St. Louis. So, still just a two-score ball game, Matt, but, it's a little deflating for the Gladiators after they get that touchdown, make it a one-score ball game. Put the onus on the defense to get a stop and not able to get it done. And not only do they allow points, but they allow 7. Now the offense has to really step up and step up big. So Christian Brown coming back out onto the field, thrown the ball 38 times, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. It's been a case of the dropsies in the first half, Matt. Eagleman Davi's got 3 receptions, Paul Delaveau 8. Phil Koss, we haven't seen a whole lot of Phil Koss, only 3 catches, and Guy Clausen with a catch and run for 30 after he stomped on a dime on the sidelines, twisted upfield. All the other receivers that I didn't mention, 18 targets and only 3 catches. And a lot of drops. That one could have been taken away, but getting it past the defender and into the hands of Paul Delaveau for a gain of 8.
Delaveau, now St. Louis can't lose.
Second down and 2 now. Two backs in the backfield. Brown, short drop, wide open at the top, caught and turning upfield. Cairo Martinez gets up to the 43-yard line, gets out of bounds, stops the clock.
Yep, I saw that play develop. I was hoping Brown would too, as everybody from London kind of went the other direction. And when you got your starting back, you get him in the flat like that, he's at least going to get 10 yards. Good throw on the turned it upfield and got a great gain. And again, St. Louis is not in desperation mode. They just have to get 5, 6, 7 yards at a time. They can't settle for constant third down conversions. They need to get halfway there on their first play or two.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Brown under center. Going deep down the left-hand sideline, tipped and incomplete. Well defended by Telemax Scarborough.
You don't expect to see a big 99 out there making. I mean, look at this corner play, Mike. You can't defend the corner out any better than that. They might want to sign him at corner.
Trying to hit Guy Clausen. And like I was talking about earlier, Matt, Guy Clausen's actually a little bit more wide receiver size than he is tight end size at 6'1", 234. So he's got, a little bit more wheels, a little harder to defend than your classic big lumbering tight end. And Telemax Scarborough able to stay with him. Nice pass breakup. 2nd down and 10 now from the 43. Brown to throw. Quick pass over the middle. Caught and good for a first down into London territory as we tick down 9 minutes to go. Phil Koss, he heard his name being mentioned up here in the broadcast booth, Matt, and he said, I need to get more involved, so throw me the ball. There he has it.
Again, the key is if Brown throws you the ball and you're open, hang on to it. And the drives will generally keep moving. Interesting formation here from London.
Brown looks, throws. That one's caught. Another first down up to the 30-yard line.
This is the kind of drive I'm talking about, Mike. They're not getting 3 yards, 2 yards. They're picking up 8 yards, 9 yards, 12 yards, and moving down the field at a, not a hurry-up pace, but a brisk pace. They're already at the 30-yard line. So now they can relax. They got plenty of time to get their one score on the board. And then, they just got to defend London's offense, which has been on fire in the second half.
Eagle Mondavi with the reception. First down and 10 now from the 30. Defense playing up close to the line. Brown looks, fires over the middle. That one is also caught for a gain of 7. Back-to-back receptions by Eagle Mondavi.
And again, there's a pass and coverage in the first half. Likely dropped. This time converted, and look what it does. 2nd and 3. Right on schedule.
6 plays, 53 yards so far on this drive. Their last drive, a 10-play, 76-yard drive, ending in a touchdown. Can they repeat that? Brown's going to hand the ball off to Martinez. Runs right into the arms of Dean Sammy. No gain on the play. It'll be a 3rd down and 3.
You can't settle for a field goal, Mike. Got to get this 3rd down. Got to see what the London defense comes out. And if there's a lot of space at the top, they're not playing like this. You just throw it to one of your receivers. Oh, they're creeping up a little bit. But
quick out to the top or bottom, Matt, I think. Yeah, Brown changing the play. Does he see it? Well, he's going to go with the swing route instead. Can they get the yards? They cannot. Gains only 2. Will bring up a 4th down and 1. And down by 2 touchdowns, Matt, I think they should probably just go for it here on 4th and 1.
Yeah. I think trying the field goal unit out here does you much good, but
they're going to do just that. Amy Shalizzi out for her 2nd field goal try. Good from 39 earlier. This one looks from about 38. From the right hash to make it an 11-point ball game. Kick is on its way, and it is indeed good. St. Louis 20, London 31.
So what that does for you, barring any London scores, is now you need a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal to tie.
Yeah, and it's such a negligible difference, in my opinion, Matt. I mean, a 14-point ball game versus an 11-point ball game, I just don't think that does you enough good when you had a 4th and 1. You know, I don't know. I think I would have really at least strongly considered going for that 4th down and 1 to see if you can convert. But kick goes 8 yards deep into the end zone. It'll come back out to the 20. You can keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow and subscribe to all the channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. From teams to podcasters, final scores to major highlights, SFL Social has you covered. Matt, have you used TikTok? You a big TikTok fan?
I got millions of followers.
Maybe even tens of followers. Swing route out to Robert Merrill, good for a gain of 5.
Good play by London. They get 5. They stop the clock, but I mean, I'll take 5 yards on 1st down. Again, they just need to chew clock. So 5 yards. Now you run it with Merrill. Maybe get it to 3rd and 1 or 2, or maybe he just gets the 1st down. Again, I don't know how this London defense doesn't seem to be very well situated against the run here. I mean, look at this front.
Offset I formation. Ball is handed off to Robert Merrill. Nowhere to go on that one. Will bring up a 3rd down and 5. Our stats man, Gerald Smith, pointing out that London so far in the second half has scored a touchdown on each of their second half possessions. Need to convert this 3rd down and 5 if they're going to go for the hat trick here in the second half. St. Louis desperate to get a stop. Deep drop by McLean, and that one is taken away. Picked off at the 31-yard line. Nicholas Warner with the pick, and it couldn't have come at a better time for the Gladiators.
Well, now the Gladiators making us look foolish, Mike. They knew it all along. So now St. Louis, worst case scenario is set up where if they kick a field goal, it's a 1-possession game. Worst case, unless they can't turn the ball over here, what they got to do is try to get the touchdown, priority number 1. But if it's looking like it's taking too long, just kick the field goal and then play some good defense to try to get the ball back.
Drew Reilly and Colin Douglas, some star players on the St. Louis secondary, and Amy Shalizzi getting it done in the kicking game. That swing route out to Martinez, good for no gain on the play, 2nd down and 10. And inside 6 minutes, Matt, I think they got to move downfield.
Giddy up.
Giddy up. Let's go. Telemac Scarborough in the middle of the field there. 2 tight ends in the set. Here on 2nd down and 10. Ball's handed off. Martinez, gain of 1, and Matt, time to get the foot on the gas pedal.
Mike, I'm having flashbacks of the end of the second quarter, right? St. Louis was in great position. They ran the ball twice, and then they had the pick on third down, where they should have at least passed it on second down. Same situation here. Will the ending be the same, or will St. Louis get the first down? There's only one way to find out, and that's on this play.
Third down and 9. Brown in the gun. Running back on each side, and max protect. That one's into the hands of Scarborough, but it falls to the turf. Elsie Mondavi, the intended target. And Damie Shalizzi out for the field goal try. Matt, you mentioned this on their last drive when they went for the field goal. They got the pick. Now they can go for the other field goal, and it sets them up with the 1-score ball game, but down by 8.
But here's a blessing in disguise, Mike. If you're going to kick a field goal, look at the time on the clock.
Yeah, do it now.
It's a 4:45. So if they choose to kick it deep, and they should, barring this kick, let's see.
Yeah, first up, Shalizzi never misses, it seems, but good from 47. Let's not count the points before they're hatched.
Joe Willie Washington.
The holder getting the credit. You love to see him, man. Joe Willie Washington. He was able to pluck that high snap right out of the sky, gets that down for Shalizzi, laces out. The kick is good from 47.
I haven't heard a name that good since Dijon Swan.
The retired mustard bird. And they're going to go for the onside kick early, Matt. I think this is a bit of a mistake, but
unless they get it.
We'll see if Shalizzi can get it done here. High bounce, and it's tipped in. Who recovered it? And it looks like the Knights are able to get the ball.
I don't think Shalizzi could have done a better job, Mike. It just St. Louis couldn't get the.
Yeah, nice high bounce, and almost had a shot at that one.
So, okay, it's still not all bad news for the Gladiators, right? That onside kick did travel more than average. So what they need to do is buckle down on Robert Merrill, stop him from getting a first down, and force a punt. That's their best case scenario.
Ball is handed off to Merrill, and he's able to surge forward for 3. Now averaging 8 yards per carry, by far and away the best average he's had in any game yet this season.
And remember, London is kicking into the wind.
Second down and 7 now.
I do not like this defense against this set.
Yeah, only 3 down linemen and 3 linebackers. McLean letting as much time tick away as possible. Off tackle run to the right, and not good enough for a first down as he's wrapped up by Colin Douglas at the 36-yard line. So a big 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Gladiators defense, trying to get that stop and keeping the Knights out of field goal range.
First, Dubstep, Tanner, and Barbatov. This is their time. Your 3 defensive guys got to knife into the backfield and get Merrill before he can get this first down, because I don't think St. Louis has a good run defense in their playbook. They're playing on the line, but they get only 3 down linemen, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
All 3 of which have a sack in this ball game. Can they get a stop behind the line on this one? 3rd down and 1. McLean takes a snap, hands it off. Blockers out in front. First down and more, up to the 31-yard line, and a fresh set of downs. Matt, 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go, and the clock is rolling unless St. Louis starts calling some timeouts. This drive is going to go right to the 2-minute warning.
And that's when you miss having a 4-3 or a 4-4 there to get, more big bodies on the line, so that, if Merrill tried to bounce it outside like that, he would have been met by more resistance instead of you got little guys playing way off the line and easily blocked.
Sticking out in this running formation, offset I. Ticks down to 2 minutes, 42 seconds before the snap. Ball is handed off and fumbled.
Oh, no.
And who's going to recover it is picked up by the Gladiators, and they are able to get the ball back.
Mike, I said we called the bolt of lightning before. They never strike twice. Well, here's another bolt of lightning as Merrill fumbles. Recovered by, clean recovery by the Gladiators. Number 52.
Todd Dubstep, 58, was able to get the recovery. You called on him to get that stop on 3rd down, Matt, and he wasn't able to get it done, but able to scoop that one back up, and the Gladiators back in the driver's seat now. They are down by 8, but 2 minutes, 35 seconds to go. They have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. And to quote our stat man, Gerald Smith, wow, St. Louis has life. Phil Koss with the catch on the free play. That'll be a first down up past the 40-yard line. First, we'll get the call from the ref. Most likely this penalty will be declined. And indeed it is declined.
This is one of those brown paper bag games, Mike. I'm going to run out of breath. I'm going to need some. Remember
Dean
breathing.
Sammy, once again, man, this is third penalty on the ball game for Dean Sammy. Seen him jump off sides. That time it does not hurt his team, but the first down yardage, of course, did. Christian Brown, 262 yards now. 2 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Plenty of time for Brown. Just take what the defense gives you. They're playing off, throw it short.
Brown, under pressure, gets this pass away before he's just absolutely crushed by a trio of defenders. There's Dean Sammy, and Matt, we talked about it earlier. That's why he keeps jumping off sides. He gets that quick jump and able to get to that quarterback and wreak havoc in the backfield. No sacks or tackles for a loss for Sammy, but his influence has still been felt.
But what a great play by Brown to get the ball out. Clock stops, and you don't lose a ton of yards, and this is still very makeable. 3 more downs to get the first.
Second down and 10 going down the
left-hand
line, tipped and incomplete. Trying to hit Eagle Mondavi, and that one could have gone right back to the Knights. As is 3rd down and 10 now, but it is 4-down territory no matter what happens on this next play.
A little uncharacteristic. That's not gladiator football. They're usually hitting people shallow across the middle or someone on the corner. And they tried to go deeper, and it did not pay off. And now, oh, man, a gigantic 3rd down here. Brown's going to have double protection here for the 2 backs. See if he can make something happen.
Look at the bottom of the screen, playing about 8 yards off. And that is indeed where he goes, getting half of what he needs. 4th down and 5. Eagle Mondavi with the catch, getting out of bounds. And now they'll probably go for this on 4th down, Matt, and see if they can convert, keep the drive going.
Not a bad strat, though. You see him playing off. You know it's 4-down territory. Get half of it, and if they do it again, just throw the same ball, get the first down. They're playing way off again. I would
could do the exact same play.
It looks like they're in the exact same formation.
See what they do here. Brown going over the middle, and that one is caught for a first down, and they will hurry back to the line. So throwing a little change up there. Elsie Mondavi with the catch.
A little eagle.
Brown gets the snap off before the 2-minute warning, but he is then sacked, brought down in the backfield for a big loss of 8, and that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. William Davidson having another day, Matt. 3 sacks now for him. We'll see what happens on the other side of the 2-minute break. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. We'll be back. And welcome back. 2 minutes to go in this one. Second down and 18 after a sack on first down. Christian Brown steps up into the pocket, throws a short pass, and has some room to work.
That's
Great gain of 16 by LC Mondavi, 3rd down and 2. Playing way off at the top and bottom again, Matt. Brown over the middle. That one's incomplete. Trying to hit Eagle Mondavi, the other Mondavi out on the field. It'll bring up a 4th down and 2.
I say LC Mondavi is the better Mondavi. I guess I see why. Come on, you step up your game here. It's crunch time. I mean, you had the ball in your hands, buddy. You gotta hold on for dear life. Where are your claws, your talons, whatever.
Pop the ball if you have to.
Ah.
Fourth down and 2 now. Second 4th down on the drive, converting the first one on a 4th down and 5. 2 wild games going on right now in the Simulation Football League. This one an 8-point ball game. 4th down and 2, tipped and incomplete, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Right, they're not dead yet.
They're not dead yet.
Timeout.
They do have their 3 timeouts, but now it definitely falls back on the shoulders of the defense. Will they allow their offense to get back out on the field for one final attempt, or will London play upset and go to 500 after the first 6 weeks of play?
So
3 down linemen for the Gladiators. Ball is handed off to Merrill. Merrill able to break through the first tackle and power forward for a gain of 5. St. Louis will burn timeout number 1. And that will give us an opportunity to get an update from Queen City. What do you have for us, Cam?
Thanks, Mike. Queen City gets it done.
Yeah, Cam, Farrell Reigns here putting a bow on this great defensive performance from Queen City with a big interception here to close it out. Sully Richardson struggled all day long. Queen City wins at 24-17.
The second 4-1 team to lose this week. And St. Louis needs one more stop, and they can stay alive. Back.
Thank you, Cam. No gain on that play. St. Louis will burn their second timeout. 3rd down and 5 now. A huge, huge play here for the Gladiators defense. Crowd on their feet.
looks like the run's coming, Mike, so it's up to the St. Louis defense to stop it. If they can't, this game is over.
Ball is handed off. And tackled at the line. Timeout called, and a minute 26 left on the clock.
Now, they are kicking into the wind, Mike, but remember, London's got the X factor. The punter. This is why you pay the money right here.
See how far back they can set the Gladiators. JT Delaney on to punt.
Not a great snap.
Punt is away and taken back at the 20-yard line. Returned forward to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, he got an extra 10 yards on that. St. Louis would have had the ball at the 34, the 36. Now they got to go pretty much the length of what would be a normal touchback in a minute 18. And this offense isn't made to do that, but it's the SFL. You never know. Crazier things have happened.
76 yards towards the end zone. A field goal will do them no good at this point. They need the touchdown. They need the 2-point conversion. 3 wide receivers, 2 backs in the backfield. Brown firing deep down the right sideline, and that one is incomplete.
Oh, they got away with one there, Mike.
Yeah, I agree. LC Mondavi got kind of jammed a good 20 yards past the line of scrimmage. And no flag on the play. So, Matt, if there's no flag, then there was no foul. 2nd down and 10.
Play on, I guess.
Same formation for the Gladiators offense. Brown steps up, throws on the run, and nearly throws a pick six right into the hands of Brandon Ewing. And it's incomplete. 3rd down and 10.
This is tough for St. Louis now. They still got enough time, but they need to hit they got to get this first down, I guess, first of all, but you'd hate to get it on You want to get it in one play. You don't want to get it in two. Or if it's going to be one play, you don't want the clock to run. Two.
3rd and 10 now, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Brown, quick pass over the middle, and that one is caught for a first down up to the 35-yard line. They hurry back to the line. No timeouts left for the 5-0 St. Louis Gladiators. 1 minute and counting. Brown, another quick pass, tipped and incomplete. Stopping the clock with 54 seconds, 2nd down and 10.
I think Saren Storm was looking for PI again. He was waving his hands around like something happened. I didn't see it, but it's been a rough game for the receivers, Mike. We've had some great plays, but we've had some, well, iffy situations.
2nd down and 10, 54 seconds to go. Brown in the gun. Brown looking, firing, and that one is caught for a first down up to the 45-yard line, and they'll hurry back to the line. Once again, completion number 35 for Brown puts him over 300 yards, and he will spike the ball, stopping the clock with 42 seconds to go.
They ain't dead yet, Mike. They're almost at midfield, 42 seconds to go. They need to hit about, I would say, the 35 in the next 10 seconds. Get another 20 yards somehow. We'll see. They can do it. They can hit someone across the middle. We've seen them run for quite a few yards.
And keep an eye out for William Davidson. You just saw him on your screen. Number 59, 3 sacks on the ball game, 4 last week.
I don't like this formation as much.
Brown out route down to the bottom, getting the catch and getting out of bounds. Gain of 4 will bring up a 3rd down and 6.
I don't like it. I think you got to go. Just keep in that gun formation you're in. It was working. You can pick up bigger plays. You don't have any time for these out routes that are even going to take 5 seconds off the clock. Gotta go big or go home. Much better.
61 passing attempts now for Christian Brown. Rookie's arm's about to fall off, but he's got work left to do. Brown, 3rd and 6. Pressure coming. Down he goes. Dean Sammy finally registering the sack. He's been in Brown's face all night, and it all comes down to this. 4th down and 14. Can they convert to keep the drive going, or will the Knights come away with the win? Brown looking, fires way too short, and that one's going to be a turnover on downs with 17 seconds to go. No timeouts left for the Gladiators, and the London Knights will come away with the victory.
Mike, the clock's finally hit midnight. Cinderella's, she's lost her shoe.
She lost her shoe.
It was a good run. It was a good run for the Gladiators. I'm sure they'll be back, but all great runs must come to an end eventually, and what a great effort for London here, coming in against an undefeated team and doing just enough to get the victory. But in this league, in any league, that's all you have to do.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. And for the London Knights, after putting up only 14 points last week at home against the Lone Star Glory, feeling a little, well, literally and figuratively defeated. They lost that game 33-14. Able to come in here against a team that has only allowed 17 points on average, and they put up 31 points on the road, getting the victory in this one, wearing their special cancer awareness uniforms and able to showcase those and get the win. 31-23. Matt, your final thoughts in this one?
Turnovers were big for London, but look at the rushing yards. 81 rushing yards. That doesn't look like a lot, Mike, but it's significant for this Knights team. And they were balanced enough, to be able to move the ball down the field. And again, that second half, Mike, they kept scoring, and they were able to outlast St. Louis. And good on Angus McLean, again, keeping it clean in the second half, not making any major mistakes. And they had a heart attack there with Merrill fumbling the ball, but the defense responded, and they're just come away with a victory. So good on them. But St. Louis, you can only win so many in a row, and eventually you're going to drop one. But still a great team and still in great position to get to the playoffs going forward.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Robert Merrill, 83 yards on the game, came into the game with only 83 yards on the season. So able to match his season total of, through 5 games and add those yards on. Plus, not to mention, the receiving yards that he tacked on, another 50 on top of that. Got a touchdown on the ground, touchdown in the air. He's got my vote for player of the game. We'll see if that ends up panning out for him. Next up, for the St. Louis Gladiators, they are on the road next week against the Florida Storm. For the London Knights, they return home. They host the Sioux Falls Sparrows, who also pulled an upset earlier on in Week 6, getting the win over Florida, their first victory of the season. What was that, Matt?
Don't sleep on Sioux Falls.
Yeah, never sleep on Sioux Falls. We'll see who the player of the game is in this one. Matt, do you have any other votes for player of the game other than Robert Merrill, or do you think he might have gotten that on him?
I think maybe McLean could get it. It is Merrill.
It is indeed Robert Merrill. His 14 rushing attempts, 83 yards, a touchdown, 49 yards through the air, and another touchdown. Congratulations to the London Knights and to Robert Merrill. For Matt Wilson, Gerald Smith, our commissioner and producer, Cameron Irvine, I am Mike Daggs saying thank you for joining us, everybody. Have a great night. We'll send you to a commercial break and then the post-game show from Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green back in the studio after this.
Welcome back to the SFL studios for this SFL postgame update. Along with Mike St. Green, I'm Cameron Irvine. A wild first block here on For the Fans. Internationally, Queen City beats Los Angeles 24-17. London defeats St. Louis 31-23. Mike, don't have a ton of time, but I guess pick one. Which game was a bigger deal to you?
I think the London-St. Louis game was a bigger deal. London getting that win today was huge for them to keep pace in the in the North Division. Get back to 500 and keep themselves as a part of the conversation in the playoffs going forward.
3 teams, either 4-1 or 5-0, have lost in Week 6. Coming up next, will there be a fourth? We may find out on the SFL's Twitch channel. Houston-Denver will kick off about 30 minutes from now. Atlanta-Carolina kicking up soon. They've been waiting for us to finish up from St. Louis, London, but this game doesn't feature any 4-1 or 5-0 teams, but a huge ball game in 2 divisions that are very tight. The 2-3 Swarm, the 3-2 Skyhawks. This is going to be a good one.
Yes, it is, Cam. Look for both teams to get their running backs involved. BDG Hollywood with Atlanta, look for him to have a good game, as well as Logan Jack on the other side of the field for Carolina. Look for these guys to do what they need to do for these offenses tonight.
We're looking forward to it. We'll send it out to Raleigh. Chris Curtis and Ryan Caudell comes your way next. The Atlanta Swarm, the Carolina Skyhawks, Simulation Football League action rolls on For the Fans coming up next.